to my channel called Take Heed to the Message. So, tonight I just want to chime in on some things with y'all this morning, I guess. It's morning time now. So, read the caption. Um, and we're just gonna dabble in a few things. But before we start, I need y'all to hit that like and subscribe button if you feel my content. You understand? So the past couple of days, I have been getting messages about one of my reels that I'm asking women to be obedient to their husband, right? So I get a lot of women in my comments and they're like, why am I being obedient to my husband? What if he's a druggie? Um, what if he is a gambler? What if he is, um, I guess, a cheater? Just a couple of comments like this. And so I want to stress this as best as I know how. I want to stress this. When you get married to someone, right? We do not go to God in prayer. We don't. See, before you get married to somebody, you should take their name to God and talk about this person. Ask God, is this the person I'm supposed to marry? This can be male or female. You understand? Men need to do the same thing with women, and women need to do the same thing with men. You need to go to God in prayer and talk to God about this person. Because remember, you're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. You know what I'm saying? That's the main goal, to spend the rest of your life with somebody. So before you get married, or either at the time when the person is giving you the ring and asking you, will you marry me, right? You should be taking their name to God and asking God, is this the person I'm supposed to marry? Because sometimes we get so excited with just that big, huge wedding, okay, that's going to cost thousands of dollars that don't make sense. We get too excited with that. So, and then we see our girlfriends getting married. So somebody come and give you a proposal for marriage. You excited, but you did not ask God if this was your wife. You didn't ask God if this was your husband. You understand? Because once God give you the understanding that, okay, this is who you supposed to be with. Once God put his stamp of approval on it, all the nonsense that you're going through will not happen. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to say that your marriage is going to be perfect. You're going to have some nonsense. But the stuff that I've been getting in the comments, like he's a druggie, he's a gambler, he cheats all the time. Let me tell you something, my dear. When God gives you something, it's not going to have all that nonsense. Yes, it's not. When God gives you something, baby, it's going to be beautiful. It's not going to be foolishness. But we sit up here and we just marry everybody. You understand? We just marry, okay? And we don't understand the concept of marriage. So when I tell you to be obedient to your husband, it's because the husband I'm talking about he is a provider. Anytime I talk about being obedient to your man, to your husband, you understand? Your husband. Anytime I say be obedient to your husband, it's because he is the provider. He is a good man. He is a God-fearing man. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you to go be obedient to Pookie and Rere. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you to be obedient to your husband, your provider. You understand? And then I'll get some women up here and they'll say, oh, you supposed to know above all else, it's God first. Listen to me. It is God. God is first in your marriage. God is supposed to be first in your marriage. That's how the marriage sustained. But people don't understand that. If God is first in the marriage can sustain. But if God is not there, this is the problem. You understand? This is the problem, because that means you're moving on your own without his will. You're moving and doing nonsense without him being in the midst, especially in marriage, because when two people come from different backgrounds or different upbringing, there's going to be issues. So you need God to submit that thing to make it work. You understand? But we don't do that. We sitting up here, you want to tell your husband all types of nonsense. You want to talk to him like he a kid. You want to tell him what he is and what he is not. Let me tell you something. That means you wasn't meant to marry, my dear. You wasn't meant to marry this man. Because you talking to him like he don't understand anything. And the thing about men, and I know what I see in my own husband. My husband is a quiet man. He will watch you. He will watch you. You could be doing the most sneakiest stuff in the world. He will just watch you. And then when he's ready, he'll confront you and say, da 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 this. This what I saw. This what you did. Okay? So what I'm saying to you is that just because a man is quiet, don't take that for weakness. You understand? Because there is something still in him that will let you know that I am king. Okay? There's something in a man that will let you know I am king. I always tell women that. But back to the story at hand. The thing is that when I'm saying to you, be obedient, I don't see anything wrong with it. A lot of women, you take this out of context. You take it out of context. When I tell you to be obedient to your husband and he's a good man, I don't see anything wrong with that. But then I get all these Rakeisha and Pukishas in my comments telling me nonsense. It's because you have not ran into a good man. You picking all that foolishness outside. Okay, you doing all types of nonsense outside. So now you picking anybody to go lay a foundation with, and that doesn't make sense. You understand? See, the problem is, and I'm gonna tell you what the problem is, because I have done it too. Okay? Being a black woman and you were raised by black women, okay? And we have always had that alpha female type of aura. You understand? We have always had that. So we rather, and I'm going to tell you something, and this is heartbreaking to say, but we rather go for Pookie and Rere, because you want to know why? The alpha female, she rather go for Pookie and Rere so she can tell him what to do. So she can be over him and tell him what he is and what he is not. That's why most alpha females go for Pookie and Rere's. Yes. And then when you meet a real alpha male, you run away because you know you won't be able to tame him. You know you won't be able to tell him what to do. So that's why when you do get somebody good, you mess it up because you don't want to have him to be over you. You don't want to have to be obedient to him. That's why we run away from alpha males. Yeah, I'm telling you. And it's terrible because we lose a lot of relationships like that. Good relationships. Okay? And then sometimes I get women in my comments and they'll be like, well, what about if the man is abusive? What if he does this? Let me tell you something. Y'all get on here and spill all this nonsense. Most men are not abusive, okay? But y'all can't say that about us. You can't say that about us, okay? So, hey, KLLC, how are you, my dear? Nice to see you. Thank you for showing up tonight. So most of y'all can't say that about us. Okay? Y'all will sit here and blame the men all the time that he's abusive, he's this, he's that. Sometimes you have to figure out what leads a man to do these things. It's not their nature to be just hurting their women. It's not like that. Now let me tell you something. There's some cases, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and act like everything is rainbows, okay? There's cases where things happen, okay? And the man has done nonsense. But we're not talking about that. My channel doesn't do that. My channel is not meant to break men down. That's not me. I'm not here for that. Now, you might have other channels here that does that. That's their business. But that's not my channel. I'm not here to break any man down, tell him what he is or what he is not. Because I have a husband. I have somebody that I love and I care about. So I won't come here and bash husbands and bash black men. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you that it's rainbows and stars and all this stuff. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm just here telling you the truth. We do stuff that make our men do nonsense sometimes, okay? Like, you be married for like maybe 20, 15, 10 years, right? And then you decide, this is just a scenario, and you decide that, oh, I'm tired of this marriage, I'm bored. And so now you start creeping out, stepping out, right? Cheating on your husband. Mind you, you think it's okay because, oh, he's not spending enough time with me. But you're not factoring in you're not factoring in that this man is working 16 hours. He's trying to take care of the home. He's trying to make sure everything is paid. And you sitting up there saying that he don't spend enough time with me. So now you go out and start stepping out and cheating on him and doing nonsense. And then when you get caught, the first thing you do is you begin to cry because you want him to feel mercy for you. And that's men's kryptonite. We are their kryptonite. Because with you crying after you done wrong, that breaks a man down. I don't even know why it's like that. But it'll break a man down and he know you wrong, but he'll go and console you. You know, he know you did nonsense. Just like when we see all these women on the internet and stuff, like in the court shows, they go and have a DNA. And then this man been raising this baby like 10, 15 years, and then the baby not his. And all they do is, and then you even see the man talking about, oh, well, I'll still be the father to the child. And he know he was done wrong. But yet, because the woman is crying, we go and we console her. And she was the one that was wrong. But nobody consoles the brother. What I'm saying is everybody want life to be fair. Right? Everybody want life to be fair. Everybody want it to be 50-50. But if a woman cheats on a man and have a baby outside their marriage, how is that fair? It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. It can't be fair. And then you want the man to raise the child. You want him because he raised the child from birth. You want him to continue to raise the child. That's not right. Because let a woman, let this be a different scenario and it be the woman having to make the choice. She's not. She's not. There's only a blessed amount of women who can raise other people's children. A small amount that God just anointed that these women will raise other people's kids. Not every woman can do it, because I know I can't. I ain't going to sit up here and lie. I can only deal with my monsters that I got. I can't deal with nobody else's kids, and that's the truth. Okay? Now, what I'm trying to say, I know I'm all over the place, but when I ask you to be obedient to your husband, y'all take it as I'm cursing you. I'm telling you something evil. but I'm not. And y'all take obedient, when I say being obedient, y'all take it as it's something evil, and it's not. If you have a good man and he's doing everything he can to take care of the family, and he's working and he's providing, I don't see anything wrong with you doing the right thing, listening to him. I don't see anything wrong with that. But us black women, we get upset. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say us black women. I'm going to say all women now, because all the races is doing nonsense now. But it's mostly us doing it to our men. Okay? And we got to learn how to change that. See, when I was young, right, the things that I was taught from my mother, my aunties, my godmother, all of them, the nonsense I was taught growing up was that men ain't, you know what I'm about to say. That's what I was taught. That a black woman can do everything by herself. She don't need no man. That's how I was taught. And most black women was taught this. And mind you, we raise boys. We raise boys. And we have this type of hatred towards men, but we're raising our sons. Make that make sense. How can you say that you just, I dislike men, or I can't stand men, but you raising sons? You don't think the boy feels that? You don't think he feels that something is wrong? You don't think he feels that? I'm telling you, they feel that. They understand that something is not right. That's why when they get older, they have a whole sermon waiting for you of why they was treated this way or why they was treated that way. I'm just saying, we got to start thinking differently. We have to learn how to be more affectionate towards our husbands. This is not, he's not your enemy. He's not. And a lot of us do that. We get mad with him because he did something that we didn't like. And so now we ready to put a whole war go into place because he did something we didn't like. Now, if it's something like cheating, he drugging, he's gambling, he's doing all types of nonsense, my dear, listen to me. Most of the time when these things happen, you did not go to God. You did not. You didn't take his name to God. You didn't ask God if this was your husband. You just went on and married him. Maybe you seen he had money or he looked good, and so you married him, and then all types of nonsense was waiting behind the door for you. That was in one of my reels when I said he had like 12 demons behind him because you didn't take his name to God. You didn't talk to God about him. One thing I learned being married, and my second marriage, this is my second marriage, I told y'all that. My first marriage, right, when I was 19, I'm not going to keep y'all too long because it's already late and my husband is up there knocked out sleep, so I got to hurry up and get upstairs. So I'm going to say this real quick. When I was 19, my first marriage, you know what I seen in my husband? My first husband, it was money. Yep. That's what I seen in my first husband. It was money. And so, because I grew up in the projects, I ain't have a lot. So I seen this man who was a district manager for an airline. And he was attracted to young me, I can't blame him because when I was young, Lord, I don't even know what to say. But the thing is that he was attracted to me and he wanted to marry me. And he brought me in with the money he was bringing in. You understand? I was excited of all the things he had, all the wealth he acquired, all the things that he showed me that he had. So yes, my first marriage, I had a big wedding. And I had a very expensive ring. I was excited. But I did not understand that there was 12 demons waiting behind the door for me. Because that marriage was a nightmare. Because I didn't take his name to God. I just went and married him because I was excited that somebody wanted to marry little old me from the projects. I was excited. Okay? And the things he did for me and the places we went, I have never went before. So I was just infatuated with that. And didn't even understand the concept of I didn't love this man. I didn't love him. I was infatuated with the money. You understand? And what he could do for me. So now when it was time for us to, the marriage to break apart, I saw all types of nonsense coming from him, telling me what I wasn't and what I is and what I ain't never had before. And he was right. This is true. He was telling the truth. See, sometimes when you don't have things like this, you get excited when you do see it. You understand? And then I did not take his name to God in prayer. Now I'm going to tell you the day when I took his name to God in prayer, and it was already too late. I was outside the church. Outside the church in the car, waiting to be ushered into the church when I had to talk to God. And he told me, that's not your husband. And it was already too late. It was already too late. And I was stalled. Like, I was trying to stall. How you say? I know I'm saying it wrong. But I was being still in the car. And I couldn't believe that God told me this man was not my husband. So now, I'll tell you how messed up this was. He had to come out to the car in the church and come get me. And tell me, girl, it's too many people here and you doing nonsense. And I had to walk out. I had to walk out and go into the church and marry this man that God had already told me he was not my husband. But I tried to make it work. I did the little things that I was taught on the TV. I told y'all that the TV showed me you must clean up, you must cook, you must have sex with your husband. That's what I thought I was doing. But didn't understand that this man, he didn't want me. He just wanted to have somebody in the house with him while he still go out and cheat and sleep around. But I was guilty too, because I knew I just wanted him because of what he had. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now when we separated and our marriage was done, I still cried. I was in pain because I know that the marriage wasn't right. But it still hurted me. And that's why I'm saying when you go to God in prayer, it will not work out like that. See, a lot of the things that women see in their marriage, if you would have went to God in prayer, God would have told you if this man was your husband or not. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Now, my second marriage, you asked me, did I go to God in prayer? And I'm going to tell you, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I went to God in prayer on my second marriage. And God said to me, he's your husband. Now, mind you, my second husband never had the things that my first husband had. My first husband had a lot of stuff when I met him. And he was wealthy. Okay? My second husband did not have that when I met him. His empire he have today is because we built it together. You understand? And he had the mindset because he wanted greater. So I just followed the plan. You understand? Because God told me this is your husband. So no matter what me and him went through, I knew God told me that man was my husband. So the man that's in this house today, that I am in his house, This is his house. I'm in his house. I'm blessed to see this man today. And I will never take that for granted. Never, never in this life. Because I know what God told me. You understand? And that's why I'm saying to you ladies, when you come to social media and you telling me if he was this, if he was that, and he was on drugs and this and that, that means you didn't talk to God. Because God is not going to give you nothing bad. He's not. He's not a God like that. He doesn't give you nonsense. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you something. God can give you a seed. Okay? And it can grow into a mighty tree. I kid you not. I know it's hard to say that, but I'm telling you the truth. God can give you something so small, and with his touch and with his blessings, that thing can grow into a mighty tree. I'm just saying, take heed to the message, my dear. Pick your men differently. That's the problem that we see today. That's why we have all these babies running around here, because we did not choose wisely. But women will say it's not their fault, but it's your fault, my dear, because you choose who swims in your honey pot, unless something else happened and it includes the R word, okay? But the R word is not the majority. You understand? So when you choose your mate, okay? When you decide you're going to lay down and sleep with somebody, okay? We're not choosing wisely. We're not. We'll sit up here and have babies with everybody, okay? And then later when we get in our late 30s, then we want to marry. And then we want whoever it is that is dating us to take on all our baggage. And the old saying was, oh, I'm a package. That's the old saying that we used to say back in the day. Oh, I'm a package. And mind you, this man is taking all that you have, all these little babies running around here. He's taking all these babies and making them his own with you and trying to make a family with you. And all you can give him is attitude and talk to him like he ain't nobody. Because you think you the table. That's what y'all say on social media, because I'm the table. And that's not the truth. It's not. And a lot of influencers will tell you, oh, you don't have to be grateful because he married you. You don't have to be grateful because he took your kids in as his own. My dear, let me tell you the truth. If you marry a man who doesn't have any baggage, he never had children, and he wants to marry you, and he's a good man, you should always be grateful that somebody took you from the streets. I know that's hard to say. It's hard to say. Learning tough lessons after a quick wrong decision has great power and growth. Yes, it does, KLLC. Yes, it does. So when a man picked you to come out of woodworks and marry you, that's a blessing, my dear. Don't let anybody tell you nonsense that, oh, you the table. You're not the table. You're not the table. You came with all this baggage. He didn't come with anything. You're not the table. Stop letting people tell you that nonsense. When a man pick you, honey, and you know your past, you know the nonsense that you was doing in your past, and he picked you to be his wife, you better jump up and thank God this man picked you. Yes. I always tell my husband thank you. He never even know why when I say it. But I know the stuff that I've been through. I know the nonsense that I took my own self through by picking all types of foolishness, doing nonsense when I was young. I'm not here to tell you, oh, everything is perfect in my marriage. I'm not. Because if I tell you everything is perfect, baby, I'm lying. I'm lying. You're going to go through some hard times. You're going to go through some nonsense, but you work it out. That's what you do. And you keep God first. All that other stuff will lay itself to rest. You understand? In a marriage, you should love your husband. You should cater to him. And when he need a hug, baby, what's wrong with that? Hug this man. Kiss this man. Tell him you love him. I don't understand that. We make it so hard for our men to be open to us. We make it so difficult to make a plate and bring it to him when he in his man cave or his living room. We make it so hard, and it doesn't make sense for us to do that. It's our upbringing. I know. Because we were taught a different way. But let me tell you something. Anything you were taught when you were young, honey, you can be untaught. You can. Oh, hey, King. How are you, my dear? I'm coming upstairs now. My husband is on the live now. Guys, y'all take it easy. I'll talk to y'all another night. But before I get off the live, if you like my channel, please like and subscribe to my page. And also share it as well, okay? And if you want, please donate to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. You understand? So my Cash App is in my bio if you would like to donate. And if you can't, please like and share. Please, that's all. I'm trying to get big a little bit. You understand? Thank you for everybody who tuned in. KLLC, thank you for all your comments. I appreciate it, my dear. You are just amazing, my dear. You, everybody, thank you so much. And I hope you take heed to the message. It's okay to be obedient to your man. It's okay to love him. Okay? Stop worrying about what your girlfriend say, what your mama say, auntie, godmama. Stop worrying about what they say. If your husband is a good man, be good to him. It doesn't take anything away from it. You understand? Take heed to the message, y'all. Have a good one.